everyone, Samantha here again. I've been having a lot of fun with these, just going through and watching them and reading them, and I hope y'all are having as much fun as I am with these. It's so great to get to see the other teachers while we aren't able to meet together. And it's great that y'all are getting to hear more about Jesus and about our devotionals. And again, I hope y'all are learning some cool facts about these. These are really interesting. So tonight, have y'all ever heard your mom walk in a room? Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt. And they say, it looks like a tornado ran through this house. I say that a lot about my 2-year-old. When the toys are everywhere, blankets are off the ladder. Shoot, chairs could even be flipped over, I don't know. It just looks like a tornado has gone through the house and it's just so much damage and clutter. Or you've seen on the news where a tornado went through a city. I lived in Oklahoma growing up, and we had a lot of tornadoes. There was just one in Dallas last year, too, that was pretty bad. Tornadoes can be pretty damaging and devastating, and tonight we're going to read about one. So let's get started. 61. All twisted up. Be still and know that I am God. The tornado or twister is one of the most fascinating and terrifying of storms. These violently spinning tubes of air stretch from the clouds all the way down to the ground. Most tornadoes have wind speeds of less than 100 miles per hour, but some can reach more than 300 miles per hour. Have you ever seen a tornado? They start out almost clear, like the air they're made of, but as they spin, they pick up bits of dust and mud and wreckage, which gives them their eerie, dark colors. A tornado might touch down on the ground for only a few seconds and travel a few hundred feet, or it may last longer than an hour and travel for miles. The faster its wind and the longer it stays on the ground, the more damage a tornado can cause. Weak tornadoes may only knock off a tree limb or two, but strong ones can completely rip a house off its foundation and send cars hurtling through the air like missiles. Sometimes troubles can be kind of like tornadoes. A small one can wreck a day, but a big one can leave you feeling all twisted up inside for a while. What should you do when everything is spinning out of control? Stop. That's right. Just stop. Be still, says the Lord, and know that I am God. Remind yourself that God is bigger than any trouble, and He'll never leave you to face a storm alone. He has this power to stop even the strongest tornadoes. Be amazed. Tornadoes hit the United States more than any other country in the world, more than 1,200 each year. Most occur in Tornado Alley, which is in the Midwest. Texas has the most tornadoes each year. It gets about 155. Kansas has about 96. Florida gets about 66. And Oklahoma has about 62. A little quick prayer here. Lord, when the troubles of this world swirl around me like the winds of a tornado, please help me remember that you are bigger and stronger. I trust you to keep me safe during life's storms. So, growing up in Oklahoma, every time we had a tornado, it was the same drill. We would always, tornado alarms would go off, news stations would be running, you would hear it in the car on the radio. My aunt had a tornado shelter, so everyone in our family would get in our cars, drive to her house. It was only about 5 minutes away, but we would wait there and watch the news until it got close enough, and then we would go down into the storm shelter, and it would normally be raining and real high winds because there's a tornado coming. And as fashioned Oklahoman dads, my dad and all the other dads in my family would be out on the front porch just watching, waiting to tell us when we should go to the storm cellar. But they were pretty devastating, and they would tear up a lot of stuff. A lot of people would lose houses. It was really sad. It still is. But God tells us to stop when we have a tornado, because think about it, when a tornado is ripping through everything, it stops its damage whenever it stops. And if you've ever told a lie, okay, have you ever heard the expression, you're just digging yourself a deeper hole? It means the more you do to get in trouble, the deeper your hole is going to be to climb out of. The more damage a tornado does, the harder it's going to be to repair all of that. So God tells us to stop. and to look to him because he can repair damage and help us to not keep going to continue to cause damage. And that's just glorious to me because when I'm spinning out of control, I could be the tornado. It doesn't have to necessarily be our situation, which normally it is, that causes us to spiral out of control. But to know that God says to stop, be still, just calm down, because nothing good ever happens until you stop spiraling. And that's it for me tonight, guys. Thanks again for listening, and I will see you all next time.